Chat, welcome. Hopefully we're going to have a good time tonight. I just looked into this No Kings protest because the media is hyping it up. It's like it's happening. It's going down. It's massive. The American people are rising up, and I'm sitting here on social media, in my right-wing bubble. Like no one cares. No one talks about it. Until Trump makes an AI video with him shitting all over the protesters. That's when I had to take a little bit of an account. It's like, okay, so yeah, there is a protest, and we're going to talk about it. But first, let me bust through some super chats. Kai Bar's barbecue. Why can't I ask you my question? Like, I don't know. Depends what you want to ask. Zlixian Doppelganger, it may be morbid, but if there is one person we need to recreate using AI, it's Mr. Bedecker. The internet the world needs him to live on. You can already go on ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to pretend that it's Mr. Bedecker, and it does such a stunning impression on it. It's wild. It's very uncanny. But yeah, no, definitely I do see, fortunately or unfortunately, the way you may say, is that in the future there will be streamers and actors and people brought back to life using AI. And yeah, Mr. Bedecker is definitely going to be one of them. I mean, he was a phenomenon, and he still, I mean, he was when he was streaming. I don't know if he wants to stream again, but the ability to go on every platform that he wants and generate at least 10,000 people, it's fucking insane. If Mr. Bedecker wasn't sick, I do think that he would be as popular as Asmongold, if not more so. Although it depends, right? Because the thing with Mr. Bedecker is that he's only funny if he has no filter. And if he was to actually be like Asmongold, he would have to go a little bit corporate, and there's like the time period with COVID and the pandemic, and he would have to censor himself pretty much. And I don't know if he was to do that, because if you don't do that, you just get banned. And if you get banned, then there's no more. But I guarantee he would be more popular than Nick Fuentes. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the No Kings horseshit. Can you guys see it? Should I can I make myself smaller? Hold on, I wanna shrink myself down to size. Here we go. Right, I'm now shrunk, and now you guys can see me. And all right, there's only one king, Jesus. Isn't he like the king of the Jews? Like INRI, right? Like Isus Nazaritano, Regere Deilor, right? So like yeah, he did. Anyway, right, so Trump reposted AI generated videos of plane dumping sludge on No Kings. I love the fact that literally no one has the balls to show it because it's so fucking funny, and it would go against the message. But it was a sludge. The Guardian is being a little bit too nice here. No, he was shitting. Like that's what the AI was basically suggesting that he was doing. He was shitting on the protesters. Now, let's talk a little bit about these protests and why they are significant. If you look at them, the first thing that you notice is that they're being paid for, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with the protests being paid for. In fact, I'm pretty sure that almost all protests in 2025 are being paid for. It's just the way it happens. In order to get a grassroots protest, is like if people's living conditions are really that bad, or if a legislation passes that people really don't want. Or if something horrible happens and it shocks people and they think that the government isn't doing enough. So, for example, the German protests when they had like a girl that got raped and the police officer at the scene said that he never saw something worse, right? And that kicked off like the 320 decibel, right? But like even that was a little bit astroturf. Usually like when the protests give themselves a name, right? Like it's almost always paid for. Like think about it this way. Like when people go out, especially in the first days, right? Like if they're genuinely having grassroots concern and they're raging, they're not going to give themselves a name, right? You're not going to have like the No Kings protest, the Resist protest. It's like, no, it's going to be like a riot or a protest, right? Kind of like the trucker protest, right? Like the trucker protest, they didn't call themselves the truckers. Like people call it the trucker protest because it was truckers, but like they didn't have a name. They were just like livid because of the pandemic measures, and they were fed up with the bullshit. So the way things work in modern time is that you pay for 25% of the people to show up, right? Because like you don't get millions of people showing up to a protest because they have jobs and they need to feed themselves. And so they actually need money in order to protest, right? So like someone has to pay them. And also someone has to transport them there, because like a lot of the time you'll notice that the people protesting aren't even from that area. And so it's normal for like some NGO, which is usually getting money from the government, right? So it's pretty much like the government is paying for the protests, almost always. And you will notice that protests that are happening, they're happening because they're allowed, right? If you have a protest that's not allowed, like the January 6th, like they can immediately crack down on it and it goes away. If you have a protest like the trucker protest, they crack down and it goes away. If you have like the two-tier care protests, and by the way, that's another thing, like that's an actual protest because it's not branded, right? Like they don't call themselves the Resist movement, they don't call themselves the No Kings. It's like two-tier care because that's what people were chanting, right? Like it caught on and people were chanting, so it's not like a brand name. But they cracked down on it, right? So you can notice that when you have like the Summer of Love, the reason it's allowed to go is because like no one wants to crack down on it, right? Like, there's no political will to make it stop. So, again, like, the idea of paying for a protest is not outlandish, abnormal. Like, it's actually expected. And again, you pay for 25% of the protesters, sometimes 50, and you expect that the other 50 will go there by themselves. However, at least you're trying to make it seem that it's not paid for, right? Like, at least you're trying to make it seem that these are people having legitimate grievances. American people don't have money to buy this shit, right? Like, I'm looking at who's at the protest, and no one has, like, they're, like, elderly people, they're, retirement people, like, they don't have money to buy any of this shit. And it's not only that, like, I saw, like, this massive, it was, like, a huge constitution that they drafted, and they were, like, carrying it out. It was, like, a constitution the size of a boulevard. Like, that shit alone costs, like, $30,000, right? There's no fucking way you're telling me that you got, like, these people that are elderly retirees, and they have, like, the time to make something like this, and the money to make something like this. Right? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Everyone can see it because it's so fucking corporate. Like, it has the corporate PR stench. And not only that, but when you look at the people who are there, like, I've seen a couple of videos, all of them lack the energy. And what I mean by this, like, when you go to a protest where people are genuinely upset, right? Like, they genuinely want some change, they're energetic, like they're wanting to talk to the camera. They're you know, they want to go into their faces, like express their grievances. Like imagine like a Tony Robinson protest in the United Kingdom, and like the BBC, it's not just the BBC, but like an independent content creator is there and wants to talk to people. They would immediately like flock that guy, you know, in order to get their grievances out and explain why they're there. Here, it's almost everyone is shy of the camera. They don't want to talk. They're like, oh, what is this? Oh, this is like, why are you here? Oh, well, we're here to protect democracy and blah, blah, blah. The question is about Twitter? Why can't I ask you my question? The question is about Twitter. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I want to help you, but like, unless you're asking me a question. Thanks for the $10 though. But anyway, right, so like, they're devoid of passion. That's the first thing. The second thing is like there's a lot of foreign flags over there. It's like for an American protest, like you see a lot of Palestinian flags, which is interesting. Like Palestine is probably the new rainbow flag if you think about it. Usually like the Democrats try to wave every single flag besides the American one, There was like that thing when you would look at the Hillary Clinton rally or a Bernie Sanders rally, like you'd see all the flags. You see the Mexican flag, the Palestinian flag, literally every single flag except the American one. And this is like the same vibe that I get for the No Kings protest. It's like every single flag imaginable. Although they're now kind of ashamed of the rainbow flag. Like the rainbow flag has become so fucking cringe that even the Democrats are not flying it. I want you guys to check that out, right? Like whenever you see videos from the No King stuff, like just watch and you'll see that they have like literally every single flag except the American and the LGBT one. So anyway, right, like there's no flags for America. There's no energy. You can smell the corporate PR shit. But more importantly, there's no policy. Like it's so vague, right? It's well, it's about like no kings, cause like America, you know, they don't have kings. It's like motherfucker. I know that you guys are kings of propaganda, and it's kind of important not to believe your propaganda if it's not too much to ask. The idea of generational trauma doesn't exist, okay? Like the Americans living today haven't fought King John. Making Trump a king, that's kind of badass with his base. No offense. I mean, you're putting a crown on him and you're making him look like an emperor. That's not a bad thing. Especially since, like, monarchies today aren't like the monarchies that the Americans fought against, right? And so, like, if anything, right-wingers are upset Trump isn't doing more and that he's being cock-blocked by the judges, they would probably want him to be a king. So, the whole branding, the whole thing is just like so fucking bad. Like when they would say no fascism or no dictators, that's something that most people can resonate with. But in 2025, like a monarchy isn't something dangerous. I mean, it's usually symbolic, right? Because you look at other nations that have monarchies. So it's like something symbolic that's actually a good thing. It's associated with nice nations. Like that. As far as I can think of, like, there's no modern nation that's a kingdom, which is, like, a horrible place to be a citizen. You know? Like, even Saudi Arabia, like, there's the kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and being a citizen in Saudi Arabia is not that fucking bad. I'm actually trying to think, like, if there's a nation right now that has, like, a king, and it's a bad place to live in. Right? Like, I would say, like, North Korea, but that's not a kingdom, right? Like, even though it actually acts like a fiefdom, it's still a communist nation, so they have a dictator. But yeah, anyway. In the case of the protests, like why are they doing it? Like what is the reason? Because there's a lot of money being spent, right? Is it that rich people are now having too much money and they're pouring it on this protest that they know isn't going to do anything, right? Because like they're not going to oust Trump. It's not really helping the Democrats directly, right? Like, they're not raising into the polls. Thailand is not a bad place. Shut the fuck up. It's actually a good place to live in. The UK. Oh, okay, fine. You know, checkmate. Yeah, yeah, no. I'm trying to think of a rebuttal, but... thank you, JDA79, for being a member for 33 months. So anyway, why are they doing the protest? Chat, let's see. Like, can any of you figure it out? I'm actually curious if my own subscribers can realize what is the purpose of the No Kings protest. Because they do definitely have one, and I want to see if you guys can figure it out. Still waiting, chat. It's I guess is the lag. So delayed a bit, like 10 or 20 seconds. Because the algorithm told it to do it? No. Attention or diverting attention? Not really. Like, why would the Democrats want to divert attention? There's nothing, like, and not to mention, if that was the case, if they wanted to divert attention, they would just not report on Trump that posted an AI video with him taking a shit. And now that's the attention. To help the elderly get laid. That would be interesting. Let me see if I can find the AI video while you guys try to figure it out. Yeah, here we go. Alright. AV, I kid you not, the protest in my city had food stands and concert stands. Looked more like a festival than a protest. Midwest Finest is getting it, right? Like, he is actually getting it. Yeah, no, the whole reason for the protest is to network. Literally, that's it. Like, the left has had their entire political apparatus and the activist apparatus completely dismantled, right? And so, the destruction of the USAD really hurt them. Like, really, really hurt them. And so now they have to network again. They have to create the whole grassroots thing. And you go to the protest, and yes, it's kind of like a festival. And that's where you get recruited. That's where you get to meet people that know people. And basically, that's the reason why they're there. So this is why, like, the protest doesn't have any policies. This is why it's so generic. This is why it's like, oh, well, we're for democracy and blah, blah, blah. It's because the purpose isn't to actually get change. The purpose is to get the phone numbers, get to meet the people that know the people, so that when there is a summer of love going on, that's when they can immediately organize and get their activists down there, right? I hate YouTube sometimes. K-Bar, how can we communicate? I can't open Twitter. I have two monitors, and the other monitor is broken. I literally can't see shit. I need to buy an actual second monitor. So, like, my monitor just broke. Like, one day, poof, massive shadow in the middle, right? And SRC Maker constantly told me to try two models, two monitors for streaming, and now I actually like it. But the problem is that the other monitor that I'm using is the broken one, so I literally can't see Twitter. Is Twitter not enough for networking? No, man. Like, here's the thing. A lot of people in 2025 believe that activism is not on the internet, which... it's true, to some degree, but the real shit is happening downstairs, you know? Like, you can't create the summer of love and burn down a neighborhood online. You need to be in person. And in-person connection is also a lot more important than being on Twitter and tweeting. Anyway, right, this is the video that Trump released, that the media is having a spurg out. And as you can see, you know, it's got Donald Trump with a crown, and he is basically shitting on all of the protesters. Now the funny thing is that this is actually a real person that appears in the AI. It's Hari Sisson, right? So Hari Sisson, which apparently has like 1 billion followers on TikTok, right? Paid shill. This is an accusation. This is not misstating that he is a paid shill. It's like I'm definitely thinking that this is a paid shill. And of course, you know, like, everyone is acting like Trump is doing this. I don't think Trump is doing this. I think he just hired the guy to make the memes. But anyway, right. So why do I think Hari Sisson is a shill? In 2025, again, it's high time people understand how politics is done. Both the left and the right do it. They buy influencers, right? It's not a secret. It's not something that only one side does it. Both sides do it. And they do it because it works, right? Like, it's just the way that you have to play the game. They buy influencers. They bot. And how can you tell if an influencer is bot or not? Well... Brooklyn Dad is a great example. Hari Sisson is another. Interestingly enough, I think that what the fuck is his name? God damn it, it's on the tip of my tongue. David Hogg. I think David Hogg is actually not bot. I think he does it for free. That's an interesting point. It's like, there's no reason to buy someone that's already shilling for your side, right? Like, you gotta buy someone that's not interested. But anyway, how can you tell if someone is bot? they never punch against their own side unless there's a marching order, right? So like when they went against Joe Biden, and then everyone was attacking him because it was time for Joe Biden to go to sleep and have Kamala Harris take over, right? Um, and so if the content creator is never ever calling out the left and is always attacking the right or vice versa, they're paid shills. Perfect example, David Pacman, right? David Pacman goes out and during inflation, when it was so fucking obvious that the prices are up, and you looked at the grocery bill and you notice that it's up by like 50% than what it used to be, and David Pacman is going like, no, actually, you don't understand. Inflation doesn't exist. Like, Bidenomics is great, and it's just like people on Twitter complaining, blah, blah, blah. That is a paid shill. Like, when there's overwhelming evidence and when all common sense is pointing to one direction, and the person is insisting that, no, actually, you're wrong, and you shouldn't believe your eyes, that's a paid shill. Now, it's important to point out it's not all the time, right? Because, like, you have Short Fat Otaku that also said during that time that inflation isn't real. But some people can be retarded, so you have to take that into account. But it's not like Arkham Razors, you know? It's like you assume people are retarded. No, most of the time they're paid shills, right? But sometimes, yes, they can be retarded. So, like, what is another another point that when you put it together, you realize that this person is for sure a paid shill? It's when they have the same talking points, right? Like the ban porn thing that's happening now. Like literally all of them have the exact same talking points, right? Like pornography bad, and they moved it, like all of them are Christians, all of them have like the crosses in the bio, but they moved the conversation away from it's sinful to it's a public health issue. And they want to ban pornography. So when you go to them and you say, look, I don't fucking care about porn, but you guys want digital ID, right? Like, you guys want what's happening in Australia, and you can see that in Australia, they're banning videos of Charlie Kirk, and they're banning videos of Irina getting assassinated using the Protect the Children law. And you see what's happening in the United Kingdom, like they're banning conversations about immigration. Like, are you guys fucking insane? Do you not see what's happening? And they respond with, oh, you just want to masturbate. You're just a gooner. You're addicted. And so it's a tactic, right? Like, they will completely ignore any rational argument. They will completely ignore any other type of advice. Like you're saying, well, what about dumb phones? What about parental controls? What about this and that? And they will just ignore it because, like, they just like, ban pornography, ban porn. Now, again, it doesn't mean that every single person that's in the movement is like that. Is paid, but what it means is like some content creators, some influencers are paid, and the way things work on the internet right now is that you need to fit, right? Like you need to belong, and so you have like the influencers that are dictating it top down, and anyone that doesn't play ball, they get ostracized, right? Because if you're not with them, it's because you like to masturbate. Oh, what type of man wants to masturbate? No man that loves Jesus masturbates, right? And so that's evidence that there's an AstroTurf campaign going on, right? Like literally when more and more states are passing robust age verification and they're making way for the concept, normalizing the idea that if it's harmful and redefining what harmful means, like images are harmful, and if images are harmful, then so is hate speech, so is misinformation. So this is happening, and all of a sudden you have this conversation online that didn't even exist 2 years ago, with the exact same talking points, with the exact same people, with the exact same branding, right? Conservatives, it's not mark of the beast when we do it. To be fair, you get baited into tilting very easily. What the fuck does it matter? Like, this is not what I'm doing. This is what I'm observing. Like, my spurking out on the internet to get the bukkake of likes and to get the shillings from Elon Musk and to get people angry, because if they're angry at me, they're not angry at you, and then you can goon in peace. See, I'm like Jesus. I'm taking away the suffering so that you don't have to experience it. Would it make Americans behave if you keep telling me you are becoming more and more British? That is so fucking good. You know, I'm stealing that, robot. I honestly think you're becoming more and more British. Bolstered, yes, but I remember in the 90s, I remember in the 2000s. That was bolstered as well, by the way. Like all of these things back in the day, they were called a moral panic. Now, if you look at what the definition of a moral panic is, it's when the mainstream media is fanning the flames and they're over-exaggerating a societal ill, or sometimes even making it up, right? So, like in the 90s and the 2000s, you basically had the televangelists, they were called, right? Like these people would use the power of Jesus in order to become wealthy and get grandma to buy the holy water for $20. And they were the ones that were popping this. Like, why were they doing it? Because, like, when people are scared, when they're afraid, they tune in. They want to see what's next, you know? Did they manage to get those evil people that create the Dungeons and Dragons? Did they arrest them? Did they, you know? Conservatives were also against pornography. Yeah, but, like, there's a difference between being against something and then going on a crusade to try to eradicate the thing from planet Earth. You know, like going to war against the windmills. Pornography cannot be eradicated. You look in prisons, right? Like some of the most controlled places on planet Earth, and even they have pornography. Like there's hentai in prisons. It's called smuggling, right? No, like the whole idea is absolutely retarded. There is no fucking way that a normal human being that is capable of critically thinking, who has been persecuted for the last decade and a half for being a Christian, to the point where there were businesses that wouldn't hire you or promote you if they figured out you're a Christian, to then come around and say, oh, you know what we need to do? Yeah, those Australian and UK government that are left-wing as fuck, yeah, we need to empower them. Why the fuck not? I mean, surely they will ban pornography. Because, like, I generally can't live. Like, I can't have a normal life. I can't go to church and praise Jesus if there's porn on the internet. Right? Like, you cannot convince me that these are honest people engaging in honest conversation and they're not bad faith as fuck, and some of them aren't legitimately being paid. Probably by some Mormons. I wouldn't be surprised. Spoon made a video on why gacha games are pornography. Well, yeah, everything is pornography. Their definition of pornography is the male gaze, right? So, like, if a feminist looks at it and they would say, yeah, well, this is the male gaze, then it's pornography. Which is why they don't go after anything that has men. There's like a book that came out, The Milk Farms or some shit. I think like Arch has decided to read it, to sacrifice himself. And no one is criticizing that. No one is complaining about that. It is what it is, you know. Smuggling in a Playboy without cake, ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, no, like in prison, you can get shanked if you break someone's porn magazine. I thank you for responding, V. I humbly thank you for that. And while I understand I was certain people we do know who had relations familial who benefited from a war at the time, I hate any chain. Yeah, no, like the reason people like myself feel violated is that we represent the liberty movement. You know, like the reason I started my channel back in 2016 was not because I was a right-winger. Like at the time I was actually left. Because, like, I had no problem with gay people. I was an atheist. And at the time, if you were that, you were considered leftist. Like, there was no debate. But anyway, right. So I started my channel not because I wanted to push left-wing politics or right-wing politics. It's because I hated censorship. And I still fucking do. And I hate censorship when it's about creativity. When it's about movies, TV shows, comic books, like that type of shit. I just fucking despise it. I think that people censoring it are the actual cancer of society. And I've been very clear on this since the beginning. And so, yeah, this is why it triggers me, because you have the Christians that for the last decade, they were, oh no, they're making us bake the cake. Oh no, they're getting us fired. Oh no. And I sympathize with them, honestly. Like, it was unfair how they were treated. And so you go out of your way to defend them. And then the first thing they do is they stab you in the fucking back. And by you, I mean, like, the people that believe in freedom and they're anti-censorship, right? And it's like, well, I guess, like, you should have been left to bake the cake, you fucking bigot. If the Minotaurs were girls, you'd be into it. Probably. And if the Minotaurs were girls, you'd have Christians trying to ban it now. I remember those days when I was young. you know, I changed. The board had. I hope one day enough people include like I was about Silverhand. Probably. My early videos were all about using cats to pull chicks. That was one video. Come on. I can't imagine how many negative you bring to someone where you feel inferior to inmate or fictional things. No, like the idea of fictional things, you gotta understand, like, there are people that genuinely want to harass someone, but you can't just go around and harass people, right? Because you get backlash, so you need a reason to harass someone. And it used to be, it's like, oh, they're a bigot, you know, they're a fascist, they're a misogynist, they're a racist. Now it's basically on what type of medium they consume. It's like, oh, they're a gooner. Why? Because they play a gacha game, you know? And you can notice how the definitions are watered down in order to actually fit as many people as possible. Like if I go by Twitter, pedophilia is when anime pixel. Like, this is the level we're at. You know, it's every single day in my fucking timeline, I see a content creator being accused of pedophilia, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, how did that happen? And then you look at it, and it's anime shit. Like, he posted some anime stuff, and it's like, come on, like, really, now I have to ask? Like, it's getting to the point where I have to, and it's not even like prepubescent anime children. It's like 16-year-old with big fat tits. You know, like My Hero Academia, like My Hero Academia dude. Someone posts like one of those characters. I don't even know how they're called. Like, I know Deku and a couple of others, but like, okay, they're posting like a My Hero Academia, that pig chick, or that invisible girl. That's the recent controversy. That invisible girl that has like massive honkers, and it's like, oh, but she's 17. Oh, she's 17. It's like, okay, well, he's in Europe, you know, like. And it's like, okay, so he's a pedophile because he likes anime tits. Great. All right. The definition of pedophilia, to like anime tits. I mean, this is where we're at, you know? It's not really surprising because when feminism was in vogue, right? Like, being a misogynist was to say a sexist joke, or to manspread, or to look at a woman inappropriately. And the reason for watering down the definitions to this level is to make sure that there's more people to harass. You know, like harass the artist, harass the retweeter. It's fun to harass people. It's a group activity. So this is why they're doing it. The problem with libertarians is that they are really, really bad at making moral cases. What is this obsession with making moral cases all of a sudden, right? Like, when did we assume that most people give a flying fuck about morality? People care about the morality that their mama taught them, and that's pretty much fucking it. Listen, big boy, you want my cash? Okay, you want my money? Then you're going to give something that I want. If you don't want my money and you get my spite, you get my boycott. That's how the world spins. It doesn't spin around morality, it spins around cash. And what ended up happening with why the woke managed to win is because normies stopped giving money to right-wingers. Like, religion became so fucking cringe after the Bush era that the religious group that was fighting against pornography, it was called Nkose, they stopped getting funding. No one was giving them money. No one was giving them cash. But they had morality, but no one managed to open their wallets and give them a single dollar. They had to rebrand, right? They used to be called Morality in Media, and then they rebranded into the National Center of Sexual Exploitation, and they changed the rhetoric from it's sinful to it's a public healthcare crisis. And they funded a lot of studies in order to show that, well, actually, if you masturbate, you go blind or whatever. You know, you don't want to have women. I don't fucking know what they're saying, but still. It's like cocaine, it's like heroin, and then you have like the Mormons that called porn the new drug, and they're also doing the same shit. The idea is, like, they notice that people aren't spending money on religion anymore, so they have to go with the woke. And now it's the same thing happening, you know, like, the woke are unable to sell their shit, and they notice this with Bud Light, they're noticing this with the Dodger Stadium, where they have the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence there. People don't give a fuck about morality. No one cares about it. Well, I mean, they do, but it's the morality that their parents taught them, and then their lived experience. They don't give a shit, oh, well, this is a moral person. You know, like, who fucking cares? You're watching too much Sargon. That's not how the world works. The world works simply based on money. What can you give to someone versus how much you're antagonizing someone? Like, if you're antagonizing someone, you're going to end up the way of Disney, which is failing as a brand simply because they pissed off too many people. I'm sick to death of the natural urge of men being attracted to post-pubescent women being demonized. Legal age can be whatever, but desire, no one cares. Well, it's kind of like that, you know? Like, most people, when they see big fat tits, they get an erection. Like, especially if they're drawn beautifully and the shading is nice, you know? They're not going to go on Wikipedia to see how old it is because you can't date her anyway. Like, if it's a real woman, right? If it's a real actress, okay, fine. I get it, you know? Like, the idea that some pervert may try to hit on her and it's a danger to society. But if it's like a cartoon chick with massive tits and big thighs, oh, well, she's 17. You're a pedophile. Like, hold on a little bit. Like, pedophilia is prepubescent, first and foremost. Secondly, like, what do you think is going to happen? He's going to ask her out? Anyway. They called people pedophiles for liking Sydney Sweeney. Let me show you. Have Mom V's eat daughter. Thank you, Jackie boy. Let me show you something interesting, right? Like why you have like all these accusations of pedophilia going on. And it's actually an interesting part of human nature. Let me see if I can find the video. Because I shared it a couple of days ago. Yeah, okay, so I can't really play the the song because it's copyright. But I want you to notice, right? So like you have this beautiful woman. Apparently she's a porn star, I've been told. I don't know. But like she's just sitting here, right? She's sitting here acting pretty. And I want you to notice how all the other women look at her. And it's not all the women, right? Like this one, for instance, who is also hot, right? It's kind of difficult to describe the feeling, but I think it's pure hatred, right? Like it's almost like a level of disgust, and this is what the women want men to feel, right? Now notice that it's not all women. It's usually women that are over the age of 30 or women that don't look good. Women that actually look good, like you have this chick right here. It's coming up, right? Like women that look good have no problem with this. Like women that look good, they're actually, yeah, no, you go, girl. And so it's the same shit that happened with Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade comes out. A lot of these hags, they freak the fuck out. And they're accusing men of pedophilia. Like, there were actual Japanese... Sorry, not Japanese. There were actual journalists, I remember, that came out and they were accusing people that like Stellar Blade because of pedophilia. Because, like, there was an NPC, another character, that looked young. The thing is, like, she was actually motion captured by an actress, and she was 35. But that's neither here nor there. The thing is, like, other women that were beautiful from Twitch that were playing the game, she was like, oh my god, she's so beautiful, oh, blah, blah, blah. And all the women that were over the age of 30, they were freaking the fuck out. And so, this is what third wave feminism did, right? Like, before, if you were looking at a sexy woman as a man, they would shame you for it. They would say that, you're a misogynist, you're objectifying, you're hypersexualizing, blah, 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 right? But now they can't do that, because, like, third wave feminism is out of vogue. So what they do is they call you a gooner, porn addicted. It's like, no, it's just like, it's normal male behavior to look at an attractive woman. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to play video games or to watch movies with attractive women. And yeah, like, if that doesn't work, they will even try to call you a pedophile, because, like, that's the equivalent of being called a racist today, right? Like, in 2016, Being called a fascist, being called a racist meant that you would lose your job, means that you'd get fired. While stuff like pedophilia was treated like on the internet, like I remember the pedo bear meme, right? Like it was still a bad thing to be called a pedophile and you would get fired. But at the time it was actually treated differently. I don't know why that is. I definitely don't think it's normal, right? But I'm observing how the internet used to be treated versus how it's now. And then the word misogynist, right? Like, it's a good example, because now, being called a misogynist is not a good thing, especially if you are one, right? But it's usually treated like a joke. It's like, oh, Andrew Tate is a misogynist, right? And you can make misogynistic jokes. You couldn't do that in 2018. Like, Sargon tried, and he lost his political ambitions. And it's kind of like, that's how it used to be back then, to be called a pedophile. So they didn't use that insult. But now they are. Because now the insult actually carries weight. And I do think it should carry weight. Unfortunately, I don't know how for long. Because if they're going to constantly water it down like this, it's going to go the exact same path with fascism, racist, misogynistic, bigot, etc., etc. Until they come up with a new insult, of course. Hot recognizes hot. They respect the drip and hustle. It's envy? I guess it is, yes. The magical sisterhood, yes. Well, it's the thing, it's like, the reason that all of this shit worked, like the concept of the magical sisterhood, women hate being objectified, like all of this, the reason it worked is because we're talking about a period where a lot of men that were using the internet were very young, right? Like most people that used the internet when I was growing up were my age. Elderly people just flat out refused to use it or learn it. And so the internet was filled with young males. I think like the average demographic of the internet when I was using was like 60 to 20 years old. I'm not even kidding. Like to find someone over 20 years old on a chat was almost impossible. And so you had like these women coming in taking advantage of these young men because all these young men were inexperienced. They never had a girlfriend, right? And so a woman would say, oh well, there is this sisterhood, right? And all the men would believe her. Like, why wouldn't they, right? Because like they don't know women in real life, and they don't know how catty they are, and they don't know how envious they are of each other. And oh my goodness, I'm getting objectified. You know, like someone asked me for a cup of coffee in an elevator. That's so horrible. It's almost like I got raped. And yeah, like this is how they managed to get a lot of simps. The internet knew how not to take itself seriously. Yeah, pretty much. I think like that's why the accusation of pedophilia wasn't taken as seriously back then. And you had like the pedo bear and shit. But now it is. And again, like I think it should be serious, but at the same time I think it should stop being watered down. Like if you I just saw a cosplayer now, and people were accusing the ones that like the cosplayer to be pedophiles, and then you find out that the cosplayer is like 35 years old. And it's like, come on. It's also like the thing that in Asia, a lot of women are actually short stature and they look young. I don't know what the fuck they have there. Like they have the fountain of youth or something. They don't age. Like their women just don't fucking age. And so like Westerners, when they see it, they're used to their morbidly obese corporeal manifestation of women. And so like when they're attracted to that, it causes the envy and the jealousy to flare. And you have like all the hags leaving the charge against Asian cosplayers. It's interesting, like especially on Instagram, you can see that happen. Anyway, right. Plastic surgery. Yeah, and there's another thing about Western women, and this is something that I generally don't understand. Why the fuck do they get so much plastic surgery, and why does it look so bad? Like you would think that any woman that sees another woman getting plastic surgery would reconsider. Like, I have never seen a plastic surgery besides a tit job that actually made the person look better. Seriously, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, there is no single plastic surgery that I have seen a woman get which actually makes her look better. probably like a tit job, or maybe like losing fat. Like maybe these three would fit. But like anything that is done to the face, always 100% worse than before. I looked, I tried Googling, like maybe there's like, when you go to an amusement park and they have like all those rigged games, but like every now and then they allow someone to win just so that people think that they may be that guy. I'm talking about Western women, not Korean women. But like, for instance, even like the minor stuff, right? Like the duck face, where they inject some shit into the lips, and they have like these bulging red lips, and it looks fucking disgusting. Like people say, oh, it's turning on men because it looks like she's going to give better blowjobs. Like the fuck she is. Nothing like anything with a duck face is not getting close to my penis. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm afraid if I ejaculate, I will cause her, like, 2nd degrees burn with that shit. Like, no way. And so, that's one. The other one is anything that has to do with the nose. I mean, you can see Michael Jackson. He looked like a fucking zombie. The only thing that you can get with cosmetic surgery, I would say, is if you genuinely manage to not look worse. Like, you're never going to look better. If you go the way of cosmetic surgery, you're never going to look better. But at least there's a chance that you may not look that far worse. You're still going to look like shit, but yeah. I would say like the breast job, right? Like titty implants, those are fine. Like there are women indeed that had small tits, they got implants, and it's like, okay, it looks better. But like other than that, no. I'm convinced that women have a very selective perception of women beauty. Well, no, I think it's something else, and I think it's subconscious. Like here's the thing. There was like this Reddit post that blew my fucking mind. There was this chick, which posted on "Am I the Asshole?" and she basically says how she asked her husband if she should get surgery. And the husband said no. And she got it anyway. And the husband started becoming very cold to her. And he thought that he's cheating. He thought that something is wrong. And, eventually she asked. And he said that, yeah, like the surgery makes her look so different that he's not in love with her anymore. Like he just doesn't feel sexual attraction for her. And to be fair, like I saw the picture, like no, she looked like a fucking hack. Like she looked like something from Hansel and Gretel. Like if there were children there, it looked like she would throw them in the oven. Like seriously, like she looked really, really bad. And of course, like she got really upset about it, and everyone was telling her to divorce. And I think like she did divorce. But what's interesting is that you look on the Reddit, yeah, it's real. You look at the Reddit and you can say, okay, well, maybe she made up the story, right? Like, that's my cope. A lot of people make shit up in order to get super chats, to get likes, to get retweets, to get clout. But no, like, the thing is, there were thousands of people in her comments with real accounts. They were basically saying the same thing. You need to divorce the man, like, he's an asshole, no, you done nothing wrong, like, whatever makes you feel better, right? And that was like one part of the story. But the other part is the fact that her mother was the one that forced her to, well, not forced her to, encouraged her to do it, right? So her mother and her sister, like two women, told her, you need to get the surgery because you're starting to look old. And if you look old, your husband won't like it. So basically, like, the man is telling her, literally, like, the man is telling her, don't fucking do this. Don't do this. Like, I'm not interested. Like, you look good the way you are. Don't butcher yourself. And then she goes and butchers herself, and she's upset that, well, she's not upset at the mom and the sister that forced her to do it. She's upset at the guy that literally told her don't fucking do it. I don't get it, chat. I don't fucking get it. Like, imagine this, right? Imagine if you're a man, and you can do a surgery that would make you smaller. Right? And all the men would gaslight themselves that being shorter is actually more attractive for women. Like women are into the dwarf physique, like you gotta be short and bulky. And all the men would gaslight themselves that this is what you need to do, right? And your wife would tell you no, but like your father and your brother would be like, no, you need to shorten yours. You need to. Does that make any sense? I guess like that is actually a gaslighting when it comes to men, is that you need to be a soy boy, right? Like if you're in the middle class, like you need to be harmless. You don't want to have the male gaze. You don't want to have self-esteem. You don't want to be opinionated. No, like men sabotage each other. No, they do, but it's not about looks. The way men sabotage each other is like trying to convince you that you should be a white knight. Like there's a lot of men that do that, right? Like they will tell you, oh no, don't have opinions, don't do this, don't say that, don't be like this, and they're trying to manipulate you into being a cuck, right? So no, like men do gaslight themselves, but at least I don't feel like it's at the same level, right? Like if you're a man and you have like all the other men gaslighting you, but you have a woman that you like, and she's like, no, you're perfect the way you are. Like, please don't become a cock. I think like most men will just choose not to become a cock. I don't think that's something men generally tell you to do. Well, it depends. If you're in a corporation, they definitely do. If you're in a university campus, they do. These are male feminists, V. They're basically women. But yeah, but like, how do you think male feminism becomes a thing? Like, other male feminists create more male feminists. I think most women want to change men. They used to call that a shit test, right? Like a shit test is when a woman pushes boundaries just to see if you resist. They do it subconsciously. If you resist, they actually like you more. It's also important to know when a shit test is a shit test versus like when a woman actually needs you to change. Because like there are certain things where you have to change, right? Like if she has a point, she fucking has a point. Like for instance, my wife was upset that I was sleeping during the day, and I wasn't being able to help her around the house because she was pregnant, and like she had to go shopping and carry stuff, and she was upset that I'm sleeping all day, and it's very difficult for her. That wasn't a shit test. Like that was like a legitimate complaint, right? So like you need to take that into account. But when I had a previous girlfriend that wanted me to get rid of my birds, because I had the canary at the time and two Australian zebras, I told her to fuck off. I'd rather get rid of her than my birds. And she actually respected me for that, right? So like you gotta know when she's right and when not. Um How did the first male feminist come into existence? If it spreads like a plague, some dark ritual. Well, I think like feminism is an ideology that's socialist in nature, and like the whole purpose of the ideology is to grift and to gain power, right? So the people at the top, like the university professors, the politicians, they don't believe in the shit, but they will push it anyway because it's profitable. All right. You can tell women they are wrong. Yes, you can tell women they are wrong. Of course, you can. Bipedal species, like my God, like he wants to talk to me. I don't know why he wants to talk. No one wants to talk to me. I don't like talking to people. It's weird, but like he wants to talk to me. I'll have to talk to him, but I keep feeling bad because I keep delaying him. The problem is like after my show, I usually go to bed, so like you have to message me earlier, like 3 or 4 hours earlier, if you want to talk. Why does he want to talk to me, chat? It's so weird. What do you think? Do you think he has a business proposition? A sponsorship. This is what it is. Like he wants a sponsorship. Give me like $500 if I advertise his book. I'm curious now. He won't say in text. Why won't he say in text? Do you know like Discord also monitors the voice chats now? Like they have AI that do it. So like they take your voice chat and they have a transcript with everything you say. So just so you know, like if you're like trying to propose to me, and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to do it in voice chat, so Keir Starmer, no, Keir Starmer hears everything. But yeah, no, I don't take sponsorships. Just so you know, like I've been through this before. I took one sponsorship once, and then I think it was like literally during the what was it called, the Better Help nonsense, right? I didn't take Better Help. I took something else, but content creators were losing subscribers because they took wrong sponsorships, and I was like, well, I don't want that to happen to me, so I'm not taking sponsorship. That's okay. I have an iPhone. I'm already bugged. It's actually interesting. Like the Brits, they didn't just want to bug people from England. They wanted to bug people from the whole world. So like Keir Starmer basically wanted a backdoor access towards the iCloud. So meaning that if you're from the United States and the British government wants to know what's on your phone, whether it's a credit card, whether it's an ID, like they would have had the ability to do so. But JD Vance actually came out and told the Brits to fuck off. And so the British government is now asking Apple again, but they're like, you know what? Okay, fine. We're not going to include anyone else. We just want the people in the United States. We just want the people in the UK, right? So we just wanna bug on the people in the UK. It's fucking insane, man. But anyway, yeah, he likes young people's back doors. Still, can you imagine, like, if you had a fascist system where the postman would read all of your letters, like every single one, to make sure that there's nothing bad going on in there? The EU wants to do that. They want to read all the private messages, all of them. Like they want no more encryption. Like everything should be, because you might be, you know, spreading some misinformation in private, and they want to know. No, not even the USSR. I don't think the USSR would have done that. The USSR didn't have the manpower to read every single mail. Like, unless you were having correspondence from the outside, they wouldn't care. Anyway, chat, it's been fun. I want to thank you so much for the super chats and for showing up. I got 200 viewers today. Good stream. Sorry for not streaming yesterday or the day before. I had some minor problems, but hopefully it's okay. Yesterday I was waiting for Lam Lam, but she never showed up, so we canceled the stream. But yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.